This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Stay tuned for further instructions. This is not a test.
Oh, hey there. We're back. Oh, hey there. We're back. Totally not dead. Not dead at all. Yo, yo. How's everybody doing, yo? It has been a while. You know what the sad thing is? I've got my new XLR here, and I can hear my voice echoing. That's a bit disconcerting, shall we say. But hey, new tech, it's going to take a little while to get used to everything. I might just turn off my voice from the routing. Can I even do that? Headphones, take off microphone. Ah, that is so much better. Hey, right, so I've been away for a little while, but there's been a few upgrades in that time. So I've got myself the Shure SM7B now, rather than the Elgato Wavelink. So that means I now have a fancy pants XLR, which means I can do all the cool little effects like this, which I assume and hope is coming through the stream because I can't actually hear it. And there's also, you know, cool little sound effects because we needed a little bit something extra in here, such as, you know, all these things are needed to get going. It's good times. So my Oculus is being broken as hell for like, oh, I don't know, 2 months? ECVR hasn't worked at all, so I gave in and got myself a new headset. So VR streams are a go. Every Wednesday night for the rest of the year, I'm going to be showcasing a different VR game every Wednesday night here on YouTube. Starting next week, we'll have some Population 1, and I did make a schedule after that. Population 1 first, then we'll go into VR Skater, then Ragnarok and Phasmophobia. I think that's the first 4 I'm going with, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, so Oculus didn't work, so I went and I bought myself the HP Reverb G2. Now, there's reasons why I went for this one, is because I am in quite a small room in here. I don't know if you can tell. So I didn't want one with the base stations. I don't honestly have enough plugs to get more base stations going on. Hang on, is my webcam looking wonky? Nah, it's just my curtain in the corner. It's just my curtain in the corner. That's okay then. That's alright then. So yeah, I've got the HP Reverb G2. And I could talk a little bit about this tonight because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's just sitting over there. Don't know if you can see it in the background. See the little HP light that's sitting on it there. So it is a Windows mixed reality headset. So a little bit different than my Valve Index, for example. And the reason I went for this is because it was about £350 cheaper than the Valve Index. So well, that still equally makes it about £350 more expensive than the Oculus Quest 2. But I don't need base stations for this, so it basically works kind of the same way as the Quest 2. It's got inside-out tracking for your controllers, so that you don't need the base stations to pick them up. But the difference is, obviously, it works via my PC rather than standalone. So we shouldn't have all the issues with, you know, Oculus not being able to stay connected to Steam VR for more than 30 seconds and then crashing out, because nobody wants that. That just doesn't work for anybody. So I've went for that, and I have to say the screens on it are phenomenal. Like, I'm really impressed with the screens. For the lenses, it's got a 2160 by 2160 per eye resolution, which is higher than the Index, higher than the Quest, and the visual clarity on it is really good. It has got really good visual clarity, I have to give it that, and it's got a wider field of view than the Quest 2. I'd say my only gripe with it is the tracking isn't amazing. So if you're the kind of person that's playing Beat Saber, for example, on Expert++, you're not going to have a good time with it. Like, I was playing Ragnarok, the VR drumming rhythm game yesterday, and I think one of my controllers, I've had this headset less than 2 weeks. One of my controllers is already running out of battery, and it was just kind of like banging on the drum when I wasn't hitting it. It wasn't doing very well for that. So for rhythm games, hot garbage. You don't want to play it from rhythm games. But apart from that, this thing is, it's so good. It's really comfortable. The audio is good. The visuals is good. I just wish the controllers were better. Like, they eat batteries. So the Oculus Quest 2, if you've got one, takes 1 AA battery per controller. This has 2 AA batteries per controller, and they lasted me about a week and a half, and I need to change them already. So, and when I got the Oculus controllers, the original batteries that came with it lasted 2 or 3 months. So this is going to be a battery hog. I'm going to have to buy myself some new rechargeable batteries so that it doesn't just eat them. Going to be going through all the batteries. And oh, we got McDonald's tonight. Hey, McDonald's, want a little sponsorship, you know? Imagine I get free McDonald's. Should be so fat. So fat. But reason why I went for this, obviously I was saying about the base stations and the space in my room. The reason why I did eventually go for the HP Reverb G2 was because they worked with Valve to make this. What I'm actually surprised at, the speakers are the exact same as the Index. The strap going around the back of your head is pretty much the same as Index as well. It's thinner. That's the difference you can tell. It's thinner, not as good quality as the Index for the components. But because they worked with Valve with it, I figured it was going to be good. It's going to have some good quality stuff, and it's just generally
nice.
Yeah, sound effects. I'm never going to get old. I upgraded and I have a Go XLR now, so I can do crazy little sound effects and do some little echoes going on here. So that'll be cool. I'll try not spam it too much, but you know, why wouldn't you press all the funky little buttons to do this kind of stuff? So I am really impressed with it. It is definitely a middle stage. Quest is here, Index is here, HP Reverb is in the middle. Definitely in the middle. And it makes sense for the price range, because even though the strapping things are pretty much the same as Index, the Index has like a little knob on the back you can adjust to make it bigger and smaller to fit you better, whereas this just has Velcro at the sides and Velcro at the front, so you can tell the build quality isn't as good. But because the screens are nice, it's good. But their placement of the lens, see these cameras here? Nah. Why did you do that, yo? Because of that. That's why the tracking sucks. I've not got my Quest here. Hang on, I have a tab ready just for this. See how the Quest cameras are kind of like down? They're down around the bottom, so they can pick up. You've got your headset on here. It can pick up your controller down here, whereas the HP Reverb G2 really struggles to pick it up when it's down out of view, because the cameras are facing this way, not down that way where you're going to be if you're reloading a gun, for example. You really need the cameras to be facing down. But what you gonna do? I do really like it, although let's take a look. The controllers are a little bit, they're a little bit in your face. So you've got, this is why the battery dies so quickly. Look at all those neon lights. It's like Blackpool Illuminations just for one controller. It's excessive how many lights are on this thing. And this circle bit is like, it's excessively big. Like, you didn't need to make it this big. Like, bigger than my hand. And I'm just it is bendy. Like, so this bit isn't, let's zoom in a little bit. This bit here isn't sturdy. It is bendy. So I imagine that's for when you know, punch a wall, have some impact. But you properly punch a wall, I expect this is gonna snap. And it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be great. So the reality is, at some point I will probably upgrade and buy base stations and the Index controllers, because the Valve Index controllers do work on this headset as well, so I can just upgrade them. Although by that logic, for that amount of price I'm spending on the controllers, I should have just bought another Index. But I wanted to buy a different headset so I had more variety. I actually had a Windows Mixed Reality headset so I can go between Oculus, Windows Mixed Reality, and just straight up Valve Steam. So that's kind of cool. And for some of you who've been kicking about into Discord and things like that, you might have known that I bought original HTC Vive pre-owned because I was like, I needed something sturdy, reliable, you know, and it arrived without controllers. So it had to get sent back, unfortunately. We do not have a Vive to play with, which, you know, that kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. How's everybody been doing anyway? I haven't been live in like a month? Over a month? God damn. Like, I didn't totally go off the rails a little bit. I got a little bit sad. That happens, and I just didn't feel up for nothing. But we've got new plans. So, you just tuned in every Wednesday night. We're going to be showing off a different VR game until the end of the year. I'll maybe continue it after the end of the year as well. It's just, well, hopefully there's more games out by then that I can buy and show them off. Schedules on our Discord, but maybe subject to change depending on if there's any cool new games that are coming out later in the year. And there is new plans as well. I am going to be continuing to make videos, obviously, but the ones I'm making at the moment are taking a little while to do. I'm going to change up the playlists. So what I'm going to be focusing on at the moment is I'm going to be doing a bunch of shorts. A mix of them that'll be going on both YouTube and on TikTok and on Instagram to try and booster our community a little bit. I've got about 20 recorded that I just need to edit a little bit and kind of do them fair. Oh no, Pikachu's died already. I got a little Pikachu light up there. I thought the batteries were running out, but whatever, Pikachu's dead. So we're focusing on the shorts, and as well as streaming on YouTube, I'm also going to be streaming on Twitch. So I don't know if you guys know, I do technically also have a Twitch. But this is the point, the bot hasn't been set up properly and it doesn't do my Twitch link. Apparently I didn't maybe actually do the Twitch. I think I did every other social media except my Twitch. It's Emzo VR again anyway. But on my main YouTube, there we go. It took a little while there. So on YouTube, I'm going to stick to just purely virtual reality, but on Twitch, if I just want to come on and chill out and just play whatever game I fancy, or I just want to sit and edit for a little bit, then I'm just going to go hang out on Twitch. I want to keep the YouTube for the more kind of more virtual reality, keeping it as is. But Twitch is just to hang out, do some more things. One thing I'm thinking of doing is maybe like on my lunch breaks, kind of going on VR for half an hour for a little half-an-hour fitness thing, so I can just pop on, have a little chat, have a little workout, just get away from, you know, work. Sorry about that. Gotta drink my McDonald's here. So yeah, that's the plan. On Twitch, I think I'm going to be mostly doing it in VTuber mode. That way, if I don't feel up to being on camera or anything, I can just still go live on Twitch and you can still technically interact with me. That's the plans. That is the plans. But hey, we'll see how that goes. So I might play a little VR game later just to test out how the HP reverb is, but I haven't set up the microphone or anything like that on here. I need to do some tests and figure out if I need to buy an external microphone for it, because, you know, it's new. I know the Quest microphone was just good enough, kind of. The HTC microphone is hot ass. Couldn't go live with a HTC microphone. Index's microphone is good. HP haven't properly sussed out all my audio settings to make it not sound like garbage, because this microphone won't really work for it. This is the kind of microphone where you gotta have it right in your face, so if I'm away back there swinging around, it probably won't pick up what I'm saying. But I'll get sorted with that. So let's chat about what's been happening in VR and tech recently. So, let's pop over to this screen. From the title of said stream, I saw a cool article the other day. It's on Scared Ghost? Would you call it Scared or Scarred? Don't know how you would pronounce that there. But I found this article that Facebook losses in the VR sector will be around 6 billion in 2021. That's mad. Facebook and Oculus are going all in, 110% trying to corner this VR market. They're definitely wanting to get the monopoly on this. Like, it's crazy. What do you guys think about that? That Facebook have put so much money into virtual reality in 1 year, just 1 year, that they're going to lose $6 billion. Like, wow. How can anybody realistically compete with that? Because one of the last streams I did, we were talking about HTC, and they came out with the Vive Pro 2 and the Vive Focus, and it was, let's face it, it was a bit of a disappointment, because the Vive Pro 2, it didn't have that many upgrades. Everyone wanted it to kind of have eye tracking included in it, at least, and it just didn't. It was, they were doing a bundle that were basically like, here's a headset, but you're going to have the original controllers from the original HTC from 2016. And that, or you buy the Index controllers and the Index base stations to go with it, which was cheaper than if you bought the full HTC bundle with the old 5-6-year-old controllers. 5 years old. So that went out the window. The Vive Focus was cool, but it is $1,300, $1,400. It's really cool because it's a standalone headset, so it's like the Quest, but it looks really nice. Let's look this up. It's a 3. I didn't want to say 3 earlier in case I was talking absolute nonsense. It looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. They've got the updated controllers, although they are just basically Quest controllers. But the headset itself, I think, looks awesome. But it's business headset, so it doesn't have like the Oculus store or its own store as a business store, which means you can't just go on and decide, I want to go on and buy Beat Saber. Well, you could, but Beat Saber is apparently going to cost you about 10 times the amount a normal game would buy you. That's the thing with the business model. They're expecting you to buy the games as a business license rather than as an individual, so there isn't a nice gaming store on it. It is more for those kind of industries rather than someone like us. It's a pity HTC couldn't have just given us this as a consumer model as well as for the businesses. But hey, it is what it is. Because HTC, they can't go away and just invest so much that they lose 6 billion in a year. When you think about it, how many companies in the world can afford to lose 6 billion in the span of 1 year? We're truly going towards monopoly, and obviously it's both good and not good. Virtual reality is going to be the future. It is the future now. We're in the early stages. I'd probably say we're in the equivalent of computers in the 80s at the moment. From now on, everything's just going to get better. Everything's going to get more slimline and more comfortable, and we're going to work on the motion sickness, and the content is going to get better and better when we get, I say we get 4K, and when I say we'll get 4K in the headsets, I mean as in when you're looking at 4K in a screen, it'll need to be like 16K in the actual headset to look that good. But imagine we get to the stage, we can put on our headsets, full on nerve gear kind of thing, no blackness around the edges, no field of view restrictions, you just put it on and boom, wow, it looks like real life. Like, your hands are in front of you, it looks hyper realistic. Uncanny Valley, which we're finally getting to now with CGI and things like that. And Facebook have decided, this is us, we want the monopoly on this. So they're selling it's happened before with hardware. For that, another tab I've got open here is, if some of you remember a way back when the PlayStation 3 came out, this article is from 2008 that I've dug up here. I remember when the PlayStation 3 came out and they were selling them at a significant loss, and due to that Sony lost about 3.3 billion. That's in 2008 money, so it's a little bit more than the 3.3 billion. But in order to do that, they did that to get that hardware in everybody's homes. At the time, the PlayStation 3 came with a Blu-ray player and the Xbox 360 did not. PlayStation were putting all their eggs in that Blu-ray is going to be the one. What was the other one called? Can anyone remember? It was Blu-ray versus another disc. I want to say it was Red something, but it wasn't Red something. Was it HD? HD DVD? Was that the other one? I think it was maybe HD DVD. PlayStation went all in the Blu-ray, and if you bought a PlayStation 3, it was cheaper than buying a Blu-ray player. So you might as well have bought yourself a new console, and that made it so they sold so many consoles. And hey, it worked out in the end for Sony. And I bet Facebook are thinking the exact same thing as what they're doing at the moment. It's mad. So we'll need to see what that holds. The good thing about it is that there's a lot of money going into development. Think about the size of Facebook. They're huge, and 1/5 of their staff is working in virtual reality right now. 1/5 of their staff is working on VR. That's insane numbers. When you think about how many eggs and baskets Facebook is in, you would think most of their staff are actually just working on, well, Facebook is a platform and all their adverts and their analytics. 1/5 of them are just working in VR. Sold about 6 million units so far and probably sell 8 million quests by the end of the year. Crazy number. It's bringing VR slowly to the mainstream. But the Quest is the console of VR, and people who are into PC VR are arguing that the Quest is bringing down the quality of the games. But I think that's a bit of a nonsense. I can understand where they're coming from, but what's bringing down the quality of the games is that virtual reality is such a new niche at the moment. To make a AAA style game for most studios, it's a minimum of 2 to 3 years. Like, some games can take 10 years to make. So with VR being as new as it is, we're not going to get a Half-Life Alyx caliber game every week, every month. We're in that kind of lull stage where the studios need to get their staff in, they need to get all the money ready, and they need to develop these games. We're slowly getting some trickles. We've got Sniper Elite VR coming out. We've got Until the Fall. And next year it probably is. I don't think it'll be by the end of this year. We've got Assassin's Creed VR and Splinter Cell VR coming, which are going to be the big ones, assuming they don't mess it up. And we've had Medal of Honor as well, which was But it's going to take a little while for all those big studios to get invested. VR is still such a small niche, and especially the indie developers, they don't make any money off a VR game. You make a VR game and you're probably going to make a loss, so people aren't really at the stage of going full, I'm going to make a game the caliber of Half-Life, which is what everyone wants. Because let's face it, most things you pick up in virtual reality are like a tech demo. There's 5-10 minute playable loop, like, oh, that's a cool mechanic, but if you've been in VR any longer than a couple of months, you'll see it for what it is, and this isn't a full game. We're still in that little lull, unfortunately. But we will get there. The games are in development. They're coming along. And the more people that do get the Quest headsets, the more and more games like these are going to be coming. It's not just the hardware and things Facebook have been investing in. They've obviously been buying up games companies. One of the Population 1, one of my favourite games, Big Box is the studio. They've just been bought by Facebook. And so many companies have just been bought up by Facebook in the VR space. So all these companies that have had a good stepping stone, a good start into virtual reality, are getting all this investment to hopefully get more developers in and create bigger and better projects. That's the theory anyway. But equally, it might push all the other hardware and stores out of the market because they can't afford it. But I'm thinking hopefully it won't. Because if you look back at, say, how mobile phones started, Chongyong from Genshin Impact, who was the king? It was Nokia. And what are Nokia up to now? Nokia paved the way for the beginning of kind of good mobile phones. But they aren't the king anymore. They're along king the iPhone. And that just wiped the floor and then slowly killed off Nokia. So we can have hope that Facebook and Oculus will not be the kings and reign supreme for the entirety of virtual reality. We're still in the infancy and new companies can come along, create new hardware, such as Deca Gear that I was talking about last time I was here. New company that makes, if you've heard of the Deca Move, they do little virtual reality tracking devices that go into your hip. They also have an app to do hip tracking in virtual reality. They're coming out this year with their own standalone headset, which I believe does have eye tracking. It might have face tracking as well. Let's have a look. Yeah. Built multiplayers. Yep. Facial tracking. Pressure sensitive controllers with all finger tracking and hip based navigation. And first batch shipping at the end of the year. Pre-order price is under $450. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Deca Gear can come out with. I'm hoping this is going to be good. Really good. It's a bit of a risk because it's a new, somewhat unknown company, so to speak. They're new, but virtual reality is new, so you got to give some startups a good chance. So it's a bit risky when you're going to get some expensive hardware from a company that's maybe never made anything to this caliber before. But I'm thinking, I'm hopeful about this. I'm hoping for the best with this, and it'll come out really good. Because real talk here, because virtual reality is in its infancy, every VR headset I've tried has had its issues. Not one of them has been perfect out the box, plug and play. The Quest PC VR just does not work for me. It's had some issues on its own. Don't get me wrong, the Quest 2 is the headset that I would recommend to pretty much everybody getting started in VR. But there's a whole heap of issues. It's mostly when you're playing PC VR. But it's still something that needs to be looked at. It's a good entry level. The Valve Index is good. But there is major drift issues on the controllers. So we've had to RMA one away, and it took several months to get it back because of Brexit. Yeah, Brexit. We don't like to talk about that here. Let's just pretend that whole shenanigans didn't happen. And with the Index as well, the main cable can be prone to breaking. So when you're kind of out of your warranty in the 2 years, yeah, good luck, good game. You can, I think Index have finally now started to get in spare cables and stuff, but it's something like $200-300, whereas before, if your cable went pop and you were out of warranty, good luck, your headset is dead. The HP, which looks nice and pretty over there, the tracking is, I don't want to quite call it ass, but the issues I've mostly had with it have been the tracking jibbing out all over the place. It is worse than the Quest. A lot worse than the Index, obviously, but that's to be expected with having base stations to pick up the Index controllers. To be fair, that's the only real issue I've had with the HP so far, but I've not had it for a long time. But none of them have been perfect. So if you're coming into the market, no matter what headset you pick up, there's going to be some little kind of teething issues. Shall we call them teething issues? To deal with. It would be nice if we were at the stage where it was just plug and play. Oh cool, I bought a new headset, let's just bang it on and it works. Hopefully in the next 5 years we'll be there, but at the moment the tech just isn't quite there. Soon. But I hope anyway. So yeah, I have hope for the Deca Gear, because there's teething issues with every other headset, and as long as their customer support's good, which I think it is from what I've seen so far of them doing the Deca Move, it has been good. I've got high hopes for this. And on a side note, have any of you guys heard of Slime VR? This is something, it comes up with absolute nonsense. This is what we're looking for. Slime VR is something I'm looking forward to. It is full body tracking that does not require base stations. So look at this, just little 3D printed little bits and just some Velcro-y things, and it might be about $100 or $150 for 5 of them. So as soon as this comes out, I am totally getting this. I am well hyped for this. I mean, like, just look at it. It'll be great. I'm in their Discord, curiously waiting for updates. They have sent out test models to a few bigger VR YouTubers. Like, I know the Mysticals one. I think Fia's getting one as well. There's someone else. I think it's Thrillseeker. Thrillseeker's getting sent one. So they've all got these posted on the way to them to get review models. Yeah. Hey Kyle, how you doing, man? That was what I was more wanting for, the comfort, like, because the Vive trackers are just a bit of an awkward shape, and I've not got the base stations in here. It'd be okay if I was in the living room with the Index, sure, just get the Vive trackers, but for here, I want the Slime VR. Please don't have copyrighted music. Because they have been... Yeah, the smaller ones, or I'm assuming that's the ones that came out. Was that a few months ago, like a year? It was a few months ago the other ones came out. They were like 30% smaller, I think. But I suppose it really depends what you want the trackers for, if you're not fussed with it being a little bit jank. Because for me, I think that'll be good enough, especially if the price is a lot cheaper than the Vive ones. Yeah, I thought they were already out. Oh, maybe it's just the big YouTubers that have got them already. Maybe it's just the big YouTubers. I assumed the Vive trackers were out already. Hooray! Good old overclockers. If it loads. Checking my browser, overclockers. Excuse you. Everybody's trying to get graphics cards. Yeah, in stock. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, wait, what? They're not out yet? Is this another new one? But yeah, like, it's something I've been looking into. I want full body tracking. And I've been kind of waiting on Slime, but they've been having issues with the chip shortages. So that kind of sucks. Because the real talk is, I don't have any more plugs spare in this room to get them. Because my flat's not even that old, right? This is my second bedroom. I mean, I've turned into a kind of home office studio. I have one plug there and one plug over that wall. And when I say one plug, you think of the plugs on the wall, which are the double plug outlets? No, it's one plug. So in there, I've got an extension cable, which has got 8 or 12. It's either an extension cable with either 8 or 12 things. And over there, I've got another extension cable with like 8, and it's not enough plugs for all my gear, especially at this side where I need the lights and everything like that. Murder. 8-hour battery life. Yeah, the Vive Trackers 3 is a much... is such cool upgrades to the original ones. But it's just with the money I'd need to spend on all the other bits to get them. I really want it as well, especially for like VR chat VTuber type stuff. But has the Vive got any things such as like servers and DIY? So like for Slime VR, for example, they've put up, I think it's the code or whatever they've put up so that you can make your own at home. You don't have to buy it. They've just put up the stuff and they run the servers so that you could buy the bits yourself and just make it, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. And imagine if you're doing things like backflips and stuff in VR, it'd be incredible. But I've got a tiny little room. I could probably like... It's not that small. I was like, I could maybe scoot my chair back and probably hit the desk behind me. Yeah, real talk, everyone. When I was away, I tried to buy a house so I could have like a studio, like a well, this is technically a studio, but it's got my work stuff here as well. You can't see here, but got like my work laptop and technically a work screen and things like that. So it's a bit of a faff to do that. But it turns out I'm too poor to buy a house. The housing market around here is crazy. So a house, it was a modest small house I was going for, and it went for £30,000 over the asking price. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and make do with this little studio for the foreseeable, I imagine. I am a bit jealous of that. I've never played VR in a room with a bed. I've only had it in here where I just more bump into desks, or the living room. There is a sofa, but I'd more trip and fall into it rather than going swan dive. But yeah, so far I am impressed with the HP Reverb, but to fully upgrade it I would need to buy the base stations, and we just ignore the controllers. I really wanted to like the controllers, but oh man. Has anybody got a HP Reverb G2? Is it just me? If you do sim racing, like if you sit and do sim racing, you like Elite Dangerous or just like the car racing ones, like goddamn, that would be like the best headset to get. You don't need the crappy controllers. Apart from that, I wouldn't recommend it much. Oh, like HP Reverb like trumps the Index, no bother. Like definitely, like for me, like it was, I put it on and it was just like damn. Like for when I wear the Index, like I don't know what you call it, but you know when you can kind of like see the pixels, I can't see any pixels on that, like, and especially compared to the Quest as well, like it's like hot damn, it's a big upgrade. The field of view is less on the HP Reverb. On paper, it is less, but when I actually had it on, I thought it was the same, or if anything more, on the HP for me. I don't know if it was just because the screens itself were more clear. The field of view didn't seem as much of an issue. I think the field of view in this is 114. I've actually got it written down in a document for a video I'm doing. I'm sure the field of view is 114 degrees, which isn't as much. Oh, well, they've got things against the Vive. The 90 Hz is the only kicker. 90 Hz is the max. But to be honest, I didn't really... My index kind of chugged along at 144 Hz. For some reason on the index, like, I really struggled when I first got the index. I couldn't get the sweet spot on the index. I don't know why I couldn't get it. It took me a long time to get it. And I found even going from the index, I don't know, Kyle, have you got a Quest 2 or is it just an index you've got? Because I think it must be the resolution on it. Because even sometimes when I went from the index to the Quest on certain games, sure, the index on PC can have better graphics, but I could see lines on the index that I couldn't see on the Quest. And on the HP, I've struggled to see any of them. Like, one I really need to go and test is I need to get on Half-Life. I want to do a proper comparison on Half-Life or something that's high graphics. Maybe like Fallout 4 or Skyrim, the kind of high intensive ones, and give it a proper comparison. But for me, the HP actually looks a lot better. Comfort as well. I'd say that the comfort wise, index is better. Index is better. I don't think it is technically the line issues. It's just when I was playing the Quest 2 for a while, and then I went back to the index, and I noticed it wasn't as clear as my Quest 2, which I was quite surprised at. But I think it is literally just because of the resolution. It's a bigger field of view, but with the lower resolution compared to the Quest, I was used to how the Quest looked and went back to it, and I could see little dots and pixels in it. Nowhere near as much as if you've ever tried the original Vive. I put that on, that's like 1600 by something per eye. I think it's like 1600 by 1400 roughly. And you can, oof, pixels are like that on it. But hey, it's fine. I still love the index. Like, when you're actually in a game and you're immersed in the game, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't notice it, you don't pick it up. But oh damn, you've been in this for a while. Nice. The one thing I have to say about the HP reverb as well though, I wouldn't recommend it if you have a small head. Because
She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore.
I've got it in person, I might as well show it off, right? Here we go. Here is the HP Reverb G2. To get it to fit, I needed to put in the little index extender thing, which I'm just lucky I have because I've got an index. For me, it did fit without it, but it was that kind of way where it was a little bit too loose, so I had to keep kind of nudging it. So to get it to actually fit with proper, to keep me in the sweet spot, I needed to put this in. But luckily, HP made it with index, so it fits in perfectly. Which is just, that is just pure fluke. But how many people buying the headset with, like, I wouldn't say my head's excessively small. I'd say I've a small to normal size head. But I needed to put this in to get it to fit, unfortunately. Which sucks, but yeah, so the shape of the back and everything is the same as the index. It is much thinner, like the quality of it is much thinner than the index. It definitely is. The not speakers, the speakers? Yeah. I was like, what are these things over your ear called? The headphones. They're the exact same as the Index. I don't know if the insides are the same. I will need to check that out. But I think they are identical. But the issue is, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The things that give you noises into your ears so you can hear the game. The Index has a little knob here that you can adjust to make this go in and out. But for the HP, you've got Velcro, which you need to kind of use to make that pull in and out, which isn't, you know, the best, but it does the job. You can see where they skimped the £300 from, or £350. Mind you, that price for the Index includes the base stations, which is about £300, and has the nice controllers. One upgrade from the Index, though. See this little bit here? That's detachable to hold your cable onto the back, because that's snapped on my Index. So now we've actually got elastic bands and like a matchstick, or is it a bit of a bamboo stick, to kind of like keep the cable tied into the back of it so it doesn't just trail everywhere. But they're nice. Oh shit. I did not totally fucking whack that off the table. Wired headsets. What do you? What do? That didn't happen. It's fine. It's totally fine. God, I see the back of my head there. Real talk. I haven't had a haircut, like, for all of lockdown. And when I say all of lockdown, I mean... the last time I had a haircut, I think, was November 2019. Because at that time, in November 2019, I had this side of my head shaved. And I'd had it shaved for maybe 5 to 10 years. And I tried to grow it out quite a few times. And I got to the middle stage and I was like, this is so ugly. What is my hair doing? And gave up and got it shaved again. But I used COVID as an excuse to finally grow it. So I'm just kind of... I've kind of got to the stage where I can book a hair appointment now. I might wait till I'm fully vaccinated because I need another jag, yo. And just give me that jag. To get that sorted. Yeah. I have no idea what this song is, but I have a feeling it is not copyright free. Let me make sure. DMCA. Let's put on some music, shall we? That's one thing I'm slightly worried about when I do Ragnarok. I have a license for one song in the game. The developers have told me that there's like a couple of other songs that should be safe, and then a couple of other songs that probably won't get you muted or taken down. So I'll probably risk it for a biscuit, so we're not just sitting on 2 or 3 songs when I'm playing Ragnarok in a couple of weeks. But let's hope the DMCA gods don't come and, you know, take down the channel. That won't be good. Yeah. Is that actually a Scottish phrase? I always say risk it for a biscuit. And they'll be like, Canadians or Americans in here, like, what are you talking about? Biscuits? Like, do they even, like, they don't call our biscuits biscuits, do they? Like, for a biscuit for them, it's like poutine or something weird. It's like something with gravy. Hey Alan, how you doing? There's all these things that you do and say, and that you assume everybody knows. Turns out they don't, and it's very local. And let's bring this back to tech again. What, tech? Wow, the reflection of that screen. Can you tell what I'm going on here? It's made me very orange. Boom, new Switch. What do you guys think about the new Switch? I'm not going to say my judgment yet. It is making me very red though, like Nintendo, or like very like, here's red. Take the red. Featuring a vibrant 7-inch OLED screen with vivid colors. I would hope the colors are vivid, but like the OLED, well, it'll have more contrast and brightness than the LCD screen, and it's a little bit bigger. It's a whole new system. I don't know if the old docks are compatible with the new one. It'll be something you need to find out. I imagine, don't hold me to this, that the old Switch docks will still work. Tech time. Tech time.
Nice.
But yeah, let's be real. I'm a little disappointed by the Switch, because they've made the screen a little bit larger. Okay, that's cool. That's fair. Changed it to OLED rather than LCD, so 6 2/3, and they've added an Ethernet port. The dock does look more curvy. Vivid colors. Because the Joy-Cons look the same. I'm just comparing them. I actually have my Switch right here. So that's handy for comparisons. The Joy-Cons are identical. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice little... We have the option of up or down for the current kickstand, but the new kickstand has something like 3 settings? I think it's got like 3 settings. The screen does look nicer. There is, when you actually look... Sorry, this is like covered in fingerprints. What do I do? It's like... Rah! When you do... I don't know how much you can tell. Oh, how about if I... do that? Haha. There is a lot of bezel on that in reality. So it is nice they've drastically reduced the bezel. It's kind of almost as if... I don't know if you can catch this on the stream, but there's like plastic and then it goes into the shiny gloss. It's almost as if the shiny gloss is mostly taken away. Yeah. I can imagine, like, I don't personally use the stand on the Switch very much. In fact, I don't even know if... I've maybe used it occasionally when I've been out at a game shop with friends. Not very often, and I can imagine if you actually use this, it would snap so easy, it would just fall off. Like, the build quality in it isn't very good. I even forgot that a little SD slot's under there too. I want to play Pokemon now. Anybody looking forward to the Diamond and Pearl remakes that are in Chibi form and the Legends of Arceus? Oh, don't turn the Switch on. My screens aren't totally black right now. Saw nothing. This is fine. This is fine. There we go. I've got my Switch is in the same screen as this PC monitor here. I've got a HDMI splitter, so if I want this switch between them, I could go and stream the Switch now if I so desired. Legends of Arceus. To commemorate it all, they had, you know, Bidoof Day. Bidoof Day. I will do a full setup tour at some point, but I figured nobody cares at the moment, because if I had like some really impressive stuff, or like I was like big, then fair dues. There isn't that much to see. It's the real thing. You can see most of it right now. There was a golden Bidoof. Is that in like Pokemon Go? Or what was that in? I got like the card sleeves and stuff like that on the trading card game online. they give that away in like Sword and Shield? I wasn't paying. Oh, clearly I missed this. I knew Bidoof Day was on, and I saw all the merch everywhere and like the stuff in the trading card game. But setup wise, the only stuff you're really missing is like my computer, which you can kind of see. Computer. There's my ring light and Switch games. And we've got my Go XLR down here. Can I lift that up? No, there's too many cables. Got a Go XLR here now for my nice shiny microphone. Stream Deck. I've technically got an iPad here as well, but that's an old iPad. Yeah. Real talk, I haven't played Pokemon Go in a long time. I got a new phone. And I kind of forgot my account login. It was on my iPhone. I haven't had an iPhone in so many years. I need to go back to it. I played it a lot when it came out, but then I kind of didn't. Yeah, that stand so much better. Oh wow, we can plug in an Ethernet cable, yo. Oh wow. That internal storage is 64 gigabytes. 64 gigabytes. Trying to see if there's anything like the dock does look nice, but not as nice as my Eevee and Pikachu dock I've got sitting here. 3 play modes, TV, tabletop. All right. They're classing the stand as a different play mode. Okay, I still class it as handheld, but I guess it's not. Yeah, that stand is a big upgrade. But the downside is no 4K, not even upscaled 4K. But hey ho. Hey ho. I wasn't going to upgrade my Switch anyway. Although I nearly did actually upgrade my Switch. Because it took me a very, very long time to find a second dock. Because my Switch, as you would imagine, hung out in my living room on my big, nice 4K TV. Because, you know, chill out, play some games on my Switch, play it on the TV. But I also wanted to stream it, and to stream it effectively without the battery dying, I needed a second dock. Nintendo just don't sell docks. Which is so annoying. It's a portable console. You would think they would make it so you could change rooms. No, you can't change rooms. So I had to go scour eBay until I eventually found a dock I wasn't too sad about spending 60-70 quid on. I got the Pokemon one. I got the Eevee and Pikachu. Let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu dock. So it looks nice, my little setup, and I've got... It's a shame. I need to set up my phone as like an external webcam to show you around. I got the little Pokeball Plus chilling here as well on a little custom stand. I might play that later, to be honest. I restarted Let's Go Eevee and it was quite fun. I hadn't played it in a long while. I know. Like, it was at that point and I was like, for that price, I might as well just buy a second Switch. I knew there was rumors of another one coming, so I didn't give in. I did not give in and get it. I think, how much did I pay for that? It was like 65 or 70 pound I got a dock for. Still a bit steep, but hey, I can stream Switch games now. How be everybody doing this evening anyway? We've got a few more people chilling out in here. Hope your evening's good. Hope you had some tasty noms. Was it as tasty as McDonald's? Probably tastier. Technically, this is just artificial nonsense, but it is.
Nice.
Yeah. I just didn't want to risk getting a third-party dock because you hear all the horror stories about some docks are cool, other docks break your console, and I didn't want to risk that. Look at my Pokemon saves on there, yo. Imagine I lost my Pokemon saves because there's no cloud saves for them. My Switch dies or gets stolen, then bye-bye Pokemons, you're all gone. forever into the abyss. But the other tech news while I've been away, Windows 11. Now, I haven't looked too much into this yet, but you get a free upgrade from Windows 10, and I was doing some jiggery pokery earlier, and VR is working with it so far. Not the shiny Pharaoh. Never the shiny Pharaoh. Yeah, Windows 11 is coming this year, I think. Is it this year? Free upgrade for everybody on Windows 10. And to me, for my big birthday, which was about a month ago, I got myself a Mac Mini for primarily editing. Like, I'm confused. I'm a bit bewildered because I just got a Mac. And then Windows, my first ever Mac, I might add. I've had an iPhone before, I've had iPads. I've never had an actual Mac before. And then Windows come along and they come out with a new operating system that just looks like a Mac. Yeah. There hasn't been... When was the last time? I've never had a Microsoft phone or a Windows phone, so to speak. Like, I remember when people had Windows phones before and they had nothing but issues with it, especially when the phone got to a year or two old. They were just... yeah, constantly fighting with it. I've kind of adjusted my camera a little. Do we go this way? I forgot. I showed you the computer and now it's buggered from my little view. Is that good? I'm on a delay. Bring up OBS. OBS is better. Nokia. We were just talking about Nokia earlier. Camera. Sit. Yes, there we go. Oh, we got a new subscriber, but it didn't pop up because YouTube's API is awful. Oh, hey, you can see my OBS. Here's my OBS, guys. Yeah, that's what happened, wasn't it? There was nothing supported. Yeah, I am currently on Android. I've got the Samsung Galaxy S10. I had to think about that there. With, for any anime fans in here, Jiraiya. Nice. I haven't had a Nokia since... when was my last Nokia? I had 3310. I genuinely think that was my last Nokia. Was it my last Nokia? It was. That was my last Nokia. But it makes sense for... the N900. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, man. Ah. Damn. Ah, those were the days. Remember the days when you had all the big keyboards? It would make sense for Windows because they've got like the Surface, like laptops, tablets kind of things. It would make sense for them to kind of go into that kind of market again because like Mac has got the things sorted. In theory, if I wasn't a cheapskate and had an old iPad, all these props just sitting here nicely, I could be sitting working away on my Mac and go and sidecar it over to here, like, oh, I've done something on Photoshop, bang it over to here, carry on, bang it back. I think that's the thing Windows is kind of lacking a little bit, is interactivity between their devices. What we got? The Lumia 435. Oh, I remember the adverts for that. Especially the green. Let's go back market. I'm cool with that. Take the cookies. I remember that phone. I'm sure I knew someone with that phone. I always go for the neon colors. I always go for the neon colors. You gotta. Until 2019. Bro. That was a long time. Like, well, I'm an old adult now, so I've upgraded every couple of years now. Before this, the Samsung S10, I had the Razer phone, which I really liked the Razer phone. The speakers on this thing were great. Still got it, kicking about. I want your pictures go nice and big. But yeah, that whole top bit there and that whole bottom bit was speaker. It was really cool. And it had like, was it 120 hertz refresh rate it had on this thing? It was a gaming phone. It was really cool. I really liked it. I miss that thing. Oh, those weird foldable phones. Oh, they're not cool, those foldable phones. What ones is it? It's a Samsung's got one. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, the Z Flip. Like, what is this all about? Why? And there's those ones. I've heard bad things about them. Easily broken, shall we say, is what I've heard about these. Yeah, before the Razer phone, thinking back, I was on iPhones then. I had the iPhone 6S. Before that was the iPhone 5C in blue. Blue! Blue, 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 blue! Yeah! Ah, good times, good times. I like that little iPhone. And just the other day, actually, I found my old iPhone 4, which still has a Pikachu case on it. It has a Pikachu case of... Anybody remember the episode? Where Pikachu's eating the ketchup? This was what was on the back of my phone case. Sad Pikachu with his burst ketchup. Yeah, iPhone 4, and then before that, God only knows. It was getting into the old territory there with like the LG cookie. This was the first phone. The first phone that when it flipped a little bit, it had touch buttons. Why are you not showing me the buttons? Because this slid up. It slid up. Why is nobody showing me the buttons? Not even showing me the proper LG cookie, because it had like these 3 bits in the front were actually the first touch buttons. But this isn't it. This isn't the right model, yo. Oh well. The Oculus DK1. It's very brick, isn't it? Oh, what are buttons? Yeah. Very brick, yo. So brick, the picture's like 350 by 197 pixels. Old school. You say where it all started. Maybe for you. But like, there was VR headsets like... way back in the 80s and stuff, but obviously they weren't like this. Yeah, good old Virtual Boy. There was something before the Virtual Boy as well, wasn't there? What was before? I was reading about stuff the other day. Nintendo. Kids, old Nintendo. Let's do some Googling. Cause I seen some funky things. Wow. This is what we all need, guys. This is what we need. This is our full dive nerve gear here. Like, just... Damn. Oof. Just... 3D head. Announced in 2015. Announced as the Oculus killer. God, well, we all know how that ended up. God damn. A 7-inch tablet with glasses-free 3D screen. Shiba bubble helmet. Wait, Virtual Boy. Imagine running into a wall with it. That's mad. It's like, let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to Twitter. I have a Twitter, by the way. Not that anybody actually follows me or anything. The Oculus Killer from 2015. We've called it like 3D. There we go. Oh, that is so good. Sorry, that gave me too much of a giggle there. Check this out. Apple VR is going to be phenomenal. Look at it. I want to see what my notification is. Imagine that, just strapping an iPad to your face. I say that, we look back, imagine, like, think about the old mobile phones from the 80s. Oh yeah, because that was a mobile phone from the 80s, clearly. Old school carrying that about, like, yeah. How times have changed. How times have changed. Oh, the amount of times I've smashed things like iPads and phones into my face in bed. Surprisingly hard. I want one of these stupid inflatable phones. Anybody remember Trigger Happy TV? Hello! I'm in the cinema! We done! McDonald's is done! Well, I really wonder what Apple VR is actually going to be like. Type in Apple VR ads, HTC Vive Focus. That's not what I'm looking for. Because that's the thing, there's going to be a couple. There's Apple Glasses and there's Apple VR, but the Apple Glasses aren't for a while. Like Google Glass, but better. That's a side note. I know Google's technically big and evil as well, but Google were ahead of their time with the Google Glass, and it was too soon and not as good because of the technology that was available at the time. But Google's biggest issue, as is shown with things like the Stadia, is they get an idea, they run with it for a year or two, and if it doesn't make instant profits, they ditch it. And it gets buried in the pile. You know how the corporate world works, so I imagine some of you have got jobs in those kind of companies. They're really looking for innovation. They're looking for somebody to come into the company and be like, right, I've got this idea. I'm going to do this project. It's going to get X amount of sales, make X amount of money. Oh, great, cool. We'll all work on this. And then that person who came up with all those ideas jumped to another job in a year or two's time and then just left it all and it got abandoned and nothing happened with it. That's where Google feels like it is at the moment. Especially with their lack of virtual reality insight. So it's the kicker of if Apple can up the game and shake up the market a little bit from Oculus, really. There were some cool images. This one. I like, look at this. Obviously, these won't be what it actually is like. That looks really weird. I like these mock-ups that someone is made here. If it looks like that, I totally probably get it. I say that, unless it's $3,000. Because I'm not that rich. And thank you whoever just liked the stream. That was cool. Hey, little daft reminders do help when you set up the bots. I need a little thank you sample. I got sample buttons for all my sound effects and I don't have a thank you button. And the sad thing is with the samples, I don't know what button's what. I know what one's my wow. I know what one's nice. I can't remember what all these other buttons are. So I've got these sound effects in here. It could be anything. I think this is just a little magical sound. Yeah, yeah. Apple just needs to, like, you know, like, magic up their little headset. What is this? What would this be? Oh, yeah, right. I remember now. I remember. It's all new. It's all still a novelty to figure this all out. And I can, like... But for those of you that weren't kicking around later, I'm just kind of flicking aimlessly on this page. For those of you that weren't around earlier, I was having a gabber. So I got the VR now. Every week for the next... well, till the end of 2021, I'm going to showcase a different game every week. If there are any suggestions of games you want to see, feel free to suggest them here. Discord, Twitter, YouTube comments, whatever. I can add them to the list. I've got a little list at the moment on the Discord. But that's subject to change because there could be new games coming out between now and the end of the year that'll bang in there. That'd be cool. And I'll probably be playing with viewers with some of them that are multiplayer and things. So that'll be pretty cool. And I'm also going to stream on Twitch as well as YouTube. YouTube is going to be kept for strictly virtual reality stuff. On Twitch is when I just want to go live. And I want to chill out a little bit. I just want to play a game. And this isn't necessarily VR related. Or I'm just sitting editing some content. Something that doesn't need to be on the main YouTube channel. Just a different kind of vibe over on Twitter. On Twitch. And I'll probably be doing it VTuber mode. Probably have my VTuber model that I made in the other video. Mess about with that. I want to make some kind of emotions for them and things. And do some... yeah, do some funky things with that. Just if I'm ever having a down day, don't particularly feel like being on camera, I can stick in VTuber mode. And it'd be cool to get some video and mixed reality mode with it. Because I've not got enough room in here in reality to do real mixed reality. With my camera set up, I couldn't get green screen stuff on the floor. As well as a real green screen up the way. I've got the Elgato pull-up green screen, but... it doesn't take up the full width of my room, but the generic green screens you get are too big for the width of the room. And my lighting isn't perfect for it, because I've got a big ring light here. The big Elgato ring light is there. And I've got a little ring light there, and I've got a little credit card size light. But I can't get the lighting even, so it looks like ass. I spent £150 on this green screen, and... I can't really use it, to be brutally honest with you. I can use it if I was sitting here, like this. I could use it, because I can have my ring light, and I've actually put a bit of Velcro on the bottom of my chair, which the little credit card light is really good. This tiny little light with a little bit of Velcro on the back. I can go in the back of my chair and light it. But what I was wanting to do for my content was to stand and talk in front of the green screen, just for some certain little... I've got a new style of the way I want to do videos. But when there's shadows. I can't get rid of the shadows without buying another light or two, which I don't have plugs for. So green screen's been put away for now, but if anybody ever needs a light, this thing is really good for a tiny little credit card light. Blind myself on it. Yeah, I've tried like the NVIDIA broadcast things, and if any of you do mixed reality stuff, Liv have now brought out, what have they called it? What have they called it? I've got Liv here, or maybe it begins with an S. But basically Liv have come out with a way to do mixed reality without needing a green screen, and I turned it on the other day and it looked like ass. It looked so bad. And I don't know, everyone's got other nice little preview videos of doing these mixed reality things, for example, with like an iPhone or just on their computer. And it looks fine. It looks good. When I do it, whew, it looks bad. There's an update for Liv. So I cannot open it, but yeah, I'll be messing about with that. The sad thing is, like, there's barely any games supported by Liv. So next week we're going to be doing starting out with Population 1. And I knew when I got the game that it wasn't supported by Liv. The camera wasn't. That was one of the big downfalls, and one of the things I was disappointed with Population 1 is the fact that it did not have any viewing cameras. It was just when you had your headset on, and it was really shaky and all over the place. And then recently when I went into Liv, I noticed it had a little section for Population 1, and I was like, great, that's awesome, I can use that now. But there's a couple of problems with it. One, you can't use any custom avatars, so it's just the avatar in game. So that's kind of a bit, kind of sucks. But that's not the end of the world. Problem number 2. So you've got the inbuilt avatar, but the avatar doesn't have a head. So you'd be watching a body going about shooting people with no head. So it just really looked strange. So yeah, I'm gonna play about with it over the next week. Oh, segmentive key. That's what Liv's got. Segmentive key to do green screen without a green screen for mixed reality. It looked awful. I don't know if it's just me. Like, anything I touch just breaks or doesn't work properly, as is proven with my Quest and things like that. I have to go out and spend stupid amounts of money on a third headset. But that's life. But out of curiosity, has anybody else got a Windows mixed reality headset? Or is everybody on Oculus or just straight up PC VR without the Windows-ness? Like, you know, you've got your Valves, which is Valve, and you've got your HTC, which is their own thing as well. They're not Windows mixed reality. Because this was my first ever experience of Windows mixed reality. And I like it. I quite like it. It's super easy for me when I'm going to be playing stuff to actually see what you guys are talking about as well. I can just simply I can just bring up the desktop. I can just bring up the stream, no bother, and have it there the entire time, and just like have a glance, put it wherever I want, have a little glance and see yous without having to use any third-party apps. People have PCs. People have a graphics card. What is a graphics card? No, because like I've not got a bad PC. Even I still struggle to play some of the high-end things. Like, I don't particularly like or want to go back to the likes of Fallout and Skyrim. That's not mostly my computer's fault. That's oh, Alan, one day you'll get there, Alan. Not long now. That's a laptop you've got, innit? I've literally got RAM spare. How much have I got? I don't know. I've got a good probably 8 to 16 gigabytes spare RAM just kicking about my house, just not in a computer because there's nowhere to put it. but it's PC RAM, so it won't fit in a laptop. It's probably the wrong DDR for you as well. Soon you'll be an adult with money. Yeah, these were... It's because I upgraded. Hey, I'm old. Like, it's literally RAM that's been taken out of old computers. It's not good RAM. It's just RAM that was like, I've been in a computer or like giving away bits. Like, I don't want to waste this RAM. And would I ever do a PC build assembly video? Could do. I don't feel the best person for it. Sure, I could take apart my computer and put in... that's something I need to set up in my bot. I need to set up my bot to have all my hardware. So, my computer here, we have got... Let me get this right. I've got an i7 9700K processor. I have got NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super. That's 8 gigabytes, that graphics card. Got 64 gigabytes of RAM. Corsair Vengeance RAM. I've got the Elgato HD60 capture card in there. It's an Aorus ROG motherboard. I think it's R300 something off the top of my head. And some Corsair cooling that I would need to Google because I can't remember the exact make of it. And I wish that at the time I went for the one step higher for the cooling, because the cooling itself is fine, it's perfect. But my entire computer's got RGB and I've got extra LED strips to have extra RGB in it. The Corsair cooling can only be in white. Oh, you got a car now. Holy damn, you're older than I thought you were. COVID, you've probably aged like 2 years since I've last seen you in real life. But that's fair, a car is good. I almost bought a car as well. Because my car broke several times. Holy crap, my sense of... What? COVID's just totally thrown me for a loop. I don't even, like... I'm just so confused. Did you ever meet... Marcus? He did come to our league sometimes. He came with his dad. And I always think of Marcus as a junior. For those who don't know what I'm talking about Pokemon trading card game in real life right now. Well, Marcus, he was a really good junior. He was a good kid. But it turns out that now he's a master as well. And for those who don't know, like, juniors are like under 10 basically, and then it just turns around that nowadays that Marcus is a master, which is like 16 and up basically. And it was like, excuse me, what? No, Marcus is a child. So that was... Are you going to get a vaccine as well, Alan? Like, are they going to give... Are they going to give you a vaccine? Like, are they not doing it for under 18 still? Like, what's the crack with that? Well, we know what the crack is. I don't know where everyone in this chat's from, but I'm from Scotland, UK, in case you haven't guessed. Not from Ireland. But basically our government has decided that from the 19th of July, COVID, what is COVID? They're opening the barrage doors. They've decided to go full herd immunity style. So yeah, from July 19th, they've basically taken away saying, you don't need to socially distance, you don't need to wear a mask, yeah, just open up, go wild. So, you know, we're gonna lock down in winter again. Is it not actually happening here? Is it only England? Like, I've heard, well, like my work were talking about it, saying like it was here as well, and I was like, is it? Do you guys get mistaken for Irish people online as well whenever people hear your voice? That's good, at least. It's just but the issue is, if Boris is doing it for England, then where are the English all going to go on holiday? They all come up here to their second homes. Too amused by this light, you can just magnets to take off the cover. Magic. Anyway, screw COVID. We all know what's going on with that. On a side note, has anybody here watched this in the past month? I'll say this is what sent me into my depressive spiral for the last month and made me hide because it hit too close to home. I would like to play the songs, but I cannot play the songs because I will be DMCA striked. I can't just find a good image to show you all, which is typical. But Bo Burnham Inside. It is a musical comedy special that is on Netflix. All written and directed, performed and edited by Bo Burnham. Yeah. So he did this all during lockdown. And if you're into kind of creative arty things, I would highly recommend it for everybody. Sorry, my OBS is in the wrong screen. I just wanted to check my camera angles because I got this new vertically one. But like that special was, yeah, that special was something else. Like that is kind of it's not going to happen. That is the caliber of content I would like to create. But the issue with that is I can't sing and or play any instruments, but the cinematography and everything like that, that's like it really gave me inspiration to kind of, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to learn, I want to do all that kind of stuff. Like that was awesome. It's just getting the time and being creative with it to do it. But if you have not watched this, good lord, watch it. It is so good. And I really just want to click on these to put the songs on, but hey, copyright. So good. 97% like this film and a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I would say, if you go to watch this, make sure you're in a good mood. Because it is funny, but it is also bleak and depressing at the same time. And I don't mind saying it, it came out one day. It came out the day before I turned 30. And there's a song in it about, you know, turning 30. So it kind of, it resonated too much. Too much. Thanks, Kyle, yo. Yeah, it's on Netflix, but there is songs from it on his YouTube channel because he did. Don't play. It's muted anyway, it's fine. Good old Bo started out on YouTube a way back 14 years ago. So yeah, I think that's kind of partially why I found it good as well. Finding out he went from, you know, guy in his bedroom to a guy in his bedroom. A phenomenal guy in his bedroom. It was good. So good. Still can't believe these insane headsets. What were people thinking? Do we want to spend $4,000 in this? Yeah, it really has come full circle. It has come full circle. Oh. What you guys been up to anyway in the past month or so that I have been away? Been up to anything interesting or playing any cool games? I have mostly been in a slump. 2020. I'll put the feelers out. I'll tweet at him like, hey Bo, like, make something in VR with you. That is something I want to get into and learn as well. I want to go back to my roots. For those that don't know, I have a computing science degree, but it killed all my passion whatsoever for programming, to be honest, because all we did was Java, and it was dull, shall we say. Killed my passion for that. So I haven't really programmed much since I got my degree. But I'd like to get into kind of be able to make something in VR, get into game development, or even just make 3D models and things like that. Like my daft little VTuber, that was just for fun. But I'd like to make a proper one. Like to design and make a proper one. Java Pain. Yeah, it's our local university that only did Java. I don't know if they've changed since then. Might do different languages, but I had like one module for Python. Python's useful. That's the thing. I quite like the idea of Python. Like back in the day, I made some daft little bots with Python. Do you remember Chitango? Is that even still a thing? Chitango. It was just like on websites you could have like Chitango, which was just, it is still a thing. It was just a little side chat. It was a chat you could just add into your website kind of thing. Why am I talking about Chitango? Oh, because I made bots for it. That's why. Because I made bots to moderate things and do commands and things like that. PHP. God damn, I forgot PHP even existed. Oh. Yeah, I did a little bit of PHP. We did a tiny bit of JavaScript. What baffled me is we were doing a computing science degree and we didn't even touch on web design until my 3rd year. And it's like, this could have been handy. We did it for like 1 module or 1 semester. It was like, it wasn't a lot. And that would have been like useful transferable skills. Instead I just here's this certificate for Java. What do you use? C. Oh, okay. I think like luckily I didn't have that. There was a couple of semesters where they kind of like you could do a module with a different language, but it was like a module in Python and that was compulsory, but apart from that it was just Java. I remember in first year, was it first year or second year, we had a project where we had to make a program with a slider that made a picture of a swimming pool. And like when you moved the slider, it changed the depth of the water in the swimming pool. And we just did like lots of jank like that had no real use. I know a lot of it was to kind of try and, you know, get the fundamentals down and things like that, but none of it was transferable into real life, which sucked. And I just ended up doing computing because I didn't think, honestly, when I applied, I couldn't travel anywhere. I had to go to my local university. I didn't have the money to go wherever. So I was going to teach computing and skills. I actually did teach computing and skills for a while, but curriculum for excellence, that didn't go down well. I didn't agree with it, so that never panned out fully. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get into film and media. I wanted to get into TV. But of course, you're told at that age, like, that that's not going to happen. You're not going to get a job in that. Go do something you can get a real career in. So it's like, I guess I'll be a computing teacher. So yeah, ended up doing that, and I did. Some of you might have noticed. Probably, I don't know if any of you noticed this channel, Ebzo VR. If you check out the date it was created, it was technically created in, I think, 2007. I did YouTube videos a way back in a few different channels in 2006, 2007 time, and I wish so much that I didn't stop. The reason I stopped was the internet and social media at the time was new, and my family wasn't cool with it. They weren't cool with me being young and on the internet making videos. So I had to take it all down. And then go back to it. And also back in the day, like 2006, 2007 kind of era, you can imagine I wasn't an adult. I didn't have the money to buy things, so I was trying to do all this sort of editing on rubbish hardware. Really rubbish hardware. I did what I could, but then that kind of killed it a little bit for me. Because I wasn't allowed, really. And I wish I fought back, but it wouldn't have went well. I could have continued to maybe do stuff in secret, but I just kind of... I didn't do it anymore. I was a good little child. I listened. Okay, internet is bad. Social media is bad. Okay. And here I am. Going back to my roots. Wishing I'd stuck with it. Wishing I'd put my foot down, like, no, I want to do film and media at uni. Even if I didn't do film and media at uni, even if I just carried on, I just didn't. And I regret it. And hey, life lesson learned, now I'm trying it. Let's go for it. I don't have much time. I'll make what I can, but so that's why for now I'm gonna focus a little bit on streaming and doing a lot of shorts. I've got a script and a half done for big videos, but it's hard finding the time to get the big videos out, so I'm going to do a lot of shorts. I'll need to have a hard think about my shorts, whether I want to... I don't think I want to post all of them to my YouTube channel. I think a lot of them are going to stay on... Hey, the kiddies moving. TikTok and Instagram. Because they'll be VTuber and they might just be daft. I do technically have a second channel that I've not posted anything on or told anyone about. I might post the shorts there. Because I don't want to upset the subscribers I've got if they want proper content rather than me just spamming out all these kind of shorts. So the ideas for it, there'll be little TikTok ones like, are you on Oculus, HTC, whatever, but I was wanting to do like little game reviews under a minute long, for example, like rapid reviews. Things that don't need to be a 10-15 minute video. I can kind of condense the main important features down into something small, snappy, looks nice, so that you can get the content, you can move on with your day, but I'm still making it. I want to try it out and see where it can go while I'm working on my bigger projects, because as I was talking about Bo Burnham earlier, that is giving me idea. It's given me an idea for a couple of projects, like things that I want to film and do. I've got some visions in my head, but I need to think about the production of it. Yeah. I don't feel when I do my little kind of under a minute game reviews, I don't know if yous would want like a full like 10-minute or however long it takes me game review as well to go more into depth in it. But I feel a lot of times with things like that, especially with VR games, if they're just short little gimmicky ones, you don't need me to gabber on for that long about it. We can sit and chat about it on stream if you've played it, or just showcase it on stream. That's why I'm going to do a different game every week, so you guys don't have to go out there and buy every cheap tech demo there is. But that's an idea I've had. And same with tips. I think that's one I'll keep to the main channel. Will be like tips and tricks. And I could maybe conglomerate it into a bigger video at some point, but there is lots of little things that people might not necessarily know when getting into VR. Like stupid things, like if you're playing standing games, you should really get yourself a comfy pair of shoes to wear, or running shoes preferably. Because if you're standing playing VR and just your feet or a pair of slippers, your posture's going to get buggered and your feet are going to get hurt. It's something you might not think about. Just all those little things like that you can just put into little shorts, so that I'm still able to produce and bring out content when I'm working on my bigger project. The big main one that I want to do, well, I want to make an introduction cinematic sequence for my streams. So, well, tonight we're just having a chat, we're just hanging out, we're having a chat. But normally I'll be playing something in VR. Obviously, getting that set up takes me a little bit of time. I'll be sitting here like, oh, put my headset on, oh, the chat's not coming up, oh, my microphone's not switched over, kind of thing. But what I want to make is, when I'm going into VR, I want to press, I've got a Stream Deck here, press a little button on my Stream Deck, and that will show you a little cinematic video I've made of basically me going into VR. It'll be me coming in, sitting down, putting on my headset, then you'll see lots of kind of like sci-fi HUDs popping up on the screen, and then it's zooming in and showing little features of virtual worlds and gameplays and things like that. It's maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute that while I'm getting set up, and then it'll come out to me actually in the game playing, or hopefully ready by that point. That's a plan for that one. And the other one I want to make that's kind of inspired by Bo is a kind of why we like stroke love virtual reality, and why people I don't know if I want to do it strictly for virtual reality. I think I will have at least the VR headsets in it. I need to think whether I want to do it as virtual reality, virtual world, or digital worlds. They kind of, in theory, will dig deep on the things that's going on at the planet right now. Why people, why we want an escape, why we want to live our life in these little fantasy worlds rather than what's going on outside our windows. So I've got a little picture in my head of what I want to do, but I don't know how long these things are going to take me to film and do. I'll probably still do some tutorials and things like that because things break. I'll be doing a troubleshooting video for the Quest 2 on pretty much all the issues it have, because I've been talking to Oculus support for months and I've got a whole list of troubleshooting fixes for everything. Yeah, Ready Player One vibes, definitely. But Ready Player One was a bit too, I don't know how deep I want to go with it, because that's something I've never done before, is cinematic storytelling. The kind of content I've been making is the stuff I know I can make. I can do tutorials. I am not the best person with words. I am terrible at English and writing, and I need to learn more about that. So I haven't gone into that sort of area before. All I've done is, right, I'll write a script. I'll say, here, you go here, you click on this button, you do this. I want to learn how to do visual storytelling. I want to be able to tell the story without speaking. That's what I want to learn. To learn to make people feel emotions and learn what's going on without having to spell it out. So I've been going on a little learning curve. I need to learn about writing, storytelling, cinematics, filming. That's why I got my Mac. I got my Mac Mini, which is not in this room anymore. I've moved into the living room so that I've got a Final Cut Pro to edit on that a little bit better than the Adobe Suite. Cat hairs are flying into my microphone. But I moved it into my other room because I do my day job here. That's one thing I wanted a new house for and I was struggling a little bit with. So I do my day job here, 8.5 hours roughly, sometimes a bit more. I finish work, go away, play with my dog, get dinner, and then I want to sit in the living room. I don't want to kind of come back here where I do my day job, just hang out and stream. I've changed up the room a little bit. I used to have a full-on cat tree, the full length. Cat's laying on the floor here. Hey, little man, you've got beds and trees everywhere. But I said I got that table back there. And this table, that's going to be for my B-roll. So B-roll is, say I'm talking about the HP Reverb controllers. On there I can have my controller and I can do lots of different shots with my cameras to kind of get film something. Just somewhere with a nice white background. I can maybe get some lights on it, maybe put some LED lights around it. Get some different filming techniques and different cuts. Whereas before I didn't really have room to do that. When I started out, I just had this one desk that's in front of me. This desk here, I didn't even have this. My computer was on the floor. So, and I got a cat and a dog. So it gets bloody hairy. So I needed to get my computer up off the floor, which is now done. Yeah. So yeah, it's a work in progress. I'll make do with what I got in here. So I'm working on some big things. Planning on some big things. I hope anyway. I hope it'll be good. But if not, in the interim, I've got shorts, and if they get annoying, you can let me know. And I'll bung them on the second channel. And I'm sitting here wishing that I hadn't finished my drink. Because I don't have another one. Should get a drink. Just leave yous all alone to kind of entertain yourselves together. Do you know what? I'm gonna do that because I'm thirsty. My throat's getting croaky. I'm not done yet. I'm not done chatting to you guys. You can have some drip on a little bit louder, and I'll be back in T-minus 2 minutes while I get a beverage. Yo, yo, yo. We be back. You will have a computer one day, Alan. I swear I'm playing that sample and it's not playing. It worked at the beginning of the stream, and maybe just doesn't like the music in the background. Oh, right. Right. I don't even know what I want to chat about. I had a nice gabber, you guys. 9 o'clock already? When did that happen? I kind of want to play a game. Oh. Oh. We've actually got a notification going off in the stream? That never happens. Hello, John T. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, my little bot says thank you as well. It's a novelty on YouTube because YouTube's API is pretty terrible, frankly. Basically, when somebody creates a YouTube account, by default, the settings go to don't show who you're subscribed to. So you need to purposely go into your YouTube to say, like, yeah, it's fine to publicly show who I'm subscribed to. If someone hasn't done that when they subscribe to me and I'm live on stream, don't get any notifications. Which sucks, because I could have people subscribing and things, and then nobody knows about it. Nobody knows. But hey, one of them actually went off live on stream. I think that's the first one that actually properly went off live on stream without me, like, forcing it. Like, I can go to OBS and be like, oh, this person's subscribed, you know? Keep going to get my McDonald's thing. That goes in the bin. Bin. What do we want to play, guys? Or is there anything we want to chat about? Or games that you want to see on the stream schedule I might have forgotten about? Have I got a dog? I got a dog! Neko, you want to come and say hello to all the peoples? I hope you guys like pets. Why wouldn't you like pets? I mean, like look at her. Look at you. Look at you. Come on. Come. I don't know what I want from you. Do you? You're like, you never tell me to come up. Dog. Come on. Come and say hello. You're just out of the camera. Just out of the camera. Oh, she's a good girl. Good dog. Dog. Yeah, like, the only thing with VR chat is the people. Let me rephrase that. That came out, like, totally wrong. But I mean, if you're in VR chat... Oh, hello. I've got treats in my pocket. Did you know I've got treats in my pocket? The thing with VR chat is, needs to be a private room. I found. Neko. Cheeky dog. Sit. Good kiddo. You get a treat soon. Yeah, what I was meaning by the people there was that I have no control over what people are saying. That's the only reason I haven't got VR chat on my schedule, is because I need to I need to play it more. First, I need to play it more because I haven't got my own avatar on it. Because when I wanted to actually play it and get my avatar up, it wasn't my VR headset wasn't working. Hello. So yeah, I need to play it more to then get my avatar and then figure out all the private world stuff. It'd be fine if I'm in a private world and then invite some people in, but I just wouldn't trust it out in the open. Because hey, I'm fine. I don't mind if people are coming on and they say what they want to say or they swear or something. Like, that's fine. But they could just say something that they really should not say and get me banned for it from the YouTubes or the Twitch or whatever I happen to be playing. Hey. Yeah, I can add VR chat into the mix. The kicker is, we'll probably do a VR chat meetup when we hit the 1,000 subs. I saw that VR chat was actually having a lot of upgrades. They, what was it? They got a lot of investment, didn't they, recently? I saw that someone invested a ton of money. Where was it? Apparently, there's only 1 to 10 people who work developing VR chat. I would have thought it would have been more than that. Yeah, there we go. I'll go and pop this on the screen for y'all. VR Chat secures $80 million Series D funding to create its own digital economy. That was just over a week ago. Oh, well, thank you, Demo Man. Oh, you not seen my little transitions? Oh, that's just the entry-level stuff. Like, we're... moving forward, we're going to have lots of funky effects. That's the plan. Seeing as I know it's going to take me a long time to do all my videos when I'm working on the shorts, I'm going to work on lots of cool things for the stream. That's the idea. See, on Neo's VR, can you go straight in with your own avatar, or do you need, is it got like a system like VR Chat where you need to get like a reputation before you can put your own custom one in? Because if I can just go straight in with Neos, I might do Neos and have a gander. But yeah, actually, that 80 million is huge, because the only funding VR Chat had before that, for the entire life of VR Chat, was about the 95 million. It's like double the money. Nice. Have I got Neos downloaded? You guys can see my Steam. I don't think I do have it downloaded. Tomorrow's the last day of the Steam sale, guys. Sale! Make sure you buy things. Or not if you don't have money. That's, you know. I don't think I have it downloaded. Neos VR. Let me get it. I might hit you up. I imagine I can get my avatar in it fine. Actually, maybe I shouldn't download it when I'm in stream, because I took away my Ethernet cable. I had an Ethernet cable directly from here into my router. To do, like, wireless Quest VR. Because it didn't work with, like, you know, the TP-Link Ethernet extenders. It didn't work with that. But that meant I had a cable trailing through my entire house. So I just got rid of that today. So I'm technically streaming on Wi-Fi. So if there's any issues or drops, please do let me know. Because I was probably going to hardwire it. But if my Wi-Fi works fine, then I might not bother. Might be lazy. But I'll get Neos. One I got that I've not technically played yet, so can't technically recommend it in VR, is Payday. Payday 2... Pepe? Yes, we're going to play Pepe today. Pepe! Yeah, don't play this. Oh no, it's fine, it's muted, it won't have copyright, it's all good. But yeah, Payday 2 is 74 pence. So I picked up Payday 2 because I think 74 pence, even if it's terrible, like, you know. But the thing is, well, with Payday 2, if it doesn't work well in VR, you can just play it not VR. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. We've got a couple of friends who are very into Payday, who are like, we can do the quest together, as in me and a friend would be in VR and the other friend would be playing it flat screen on a normal computer. He'd do all the nitty gritty bits of the missions and we'll do all the kind of fun bits you can do in VR. So I'll need to give that a go. But let's categories. Virtual reality. Top selling. We shall now have a gander at the sale before it's over and see what people should buy if they do not, well, have them already. Obviously, Half-Life. If you haven't got Half-Life, you know, it is the best VR game. Would there be anything that competes? I've got Boneworks on my other... I've got a shared Steam account, shall we say, that's got a few other VR games in it. I've played Boneworks for about a couple hours and I got sick. Because, like, when we got the index, most of the VR games were on the shared Steam account. Because, like, you know, when you start out, you get, like, the big bundles that are, like, £60-70 with, like, 10 games. It's got, like, Job Simulator and all that kind of jazz. They're on my other account. Like, it looks like I don't have super hot, but I do have super hot and things like that. I wish there was a way to search this by discount. Like, I've not tried it myself, but I know Project Cars is like something like £3 and Project Cars 2 is like £6. So I'm going to pick up one of them, probably Project Cars 2, so I can play that. I don't have a racing game. I need a racing game in VR. View all specials? Where's view all specials? Ah, see all specials. Ah. Narrow, sort by. See, I could technically do it by like lowest price, but then it has the like the free stroke rubbish things at the bottom. Yeah, because then you just get nonsense. Do it by user reviews. That makes sense. That's kind of what I went at before. That's one I haven't picked up, is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Like, games like that, I kind of felt... I wasn't too fussed by them. I'm sure I'd have fun for a day, especially if I had like a group of people to play it with. But I'm not too into gimmicky games, so to speak, or like escape room type ones that feel like a kind of once and done kind of deal. I need to pick up Subnautica. I played it at a friend's, but I don't know, I just didn't get into it. But that was before VR. So that was when Subnautica was just Subnautica. Oh, good old Gorilla Tag. And has anybody got any of the boxing games? There's Thrill of the Fight, and there's another one as well. Was it Creed? Was Creed the other fighting game? I need to maybe try tabletop in VR. I've not actually played tabletop in VR. Only played it normal. Until You Fall is quite good as well, but it's not that rigorous. Honestly, what I've been playing the past like week or two is been 11 table tennis. And I know that's totally like lame. Like, I never bothered to pick up before. I'm like, it's just table tennis. And it is just table tennis. But it's really well done. The physics in it is just, it's spot on. Like, it actually feels like you're playing in real life. Obviously, it can take a little while to get used to how hard to hit it. But it is really good. The only thing is, you can obviously, depending on where your opponent is, there could be a bit of latency in the online play. But if you're playing against the bots, or like, I've been playing with people like round here, it has been good. I don't know if that'll be a bit boring for the stream, but I think the ideas for the stream was just to kind of show off the games so that everyone can see what they're like, what they're getting into kind of thing. So even if it's only a half an hour, and people are bored of it, then, well, they know if they bought it for however much, they would have been bored of it themselves. Better that I do it than they do it. Yeah, Until You Fall is good. Did I say Ragnarok as well? I love Ragnarok. Like, I've got a special place in my heart for Ragnarok. Don't know why. The first one isn't important. What else we got? Like, everybody raves about Space Pirate Trainer. I got it. It was like, it came in one of the VR starting bundles, and I played it for a little bit, but I was like, it's just an arcade. Sure, like, it's like, it's not quite Space Invaders, obviously, but that kind of same vein. Like, oh, there's things, shoot. It just kind of felt a bit. I feel I've grown out of arcade games, if that makes sense. Space Crusade and Tabletop Simulator. Tabletop Simulator is great. I really need to play that more, flat screen or VR. Like, I got it and I used it to make a couple of Pokemon videos actually. And then kind of got all the downloads of, oh wow, you can get this game, you can play this game, you can play this game. And it looked all like, wow, look at all the cards, look at all the decks, and then never actually played the games. The idea of it is cool. But yeah, I never got into Space Pirate Trainer. It's fine for what it is. But yeah, I wish there was a way to do it by... This is big, massive discount. That's why I kind of picked up Payday. I really can't fully decide if virtual novels work in VR. Like, I completed the original Tokyo Chronos. And I did enjoy it, but that's because I'm a big Raven weeb. I didn't get too far into Aldeus, so I'm going to start it again. They went more into... The problem with the first visual novel is it wasn't really adapted that much for VR. Because it was their first ever VR game, so it didn't need to be in VR, but this one they put in more VR features, and the developer has got more funding since this, so they're working on a bigger project now, so that's kind of cool to get more kind of anime games in. Yeah, same for, like, I've got a bunch of board games, and, well, here, this bookcase here is just my Pokemon cards, but I've got a bookcase in the other room that's full of board games that kind of just sit there. But I've got Alan in here. I know Alan. Me and Alan play games in real life. Well, we did before the world, like, ended. Because that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know, Samarkey, if you're talking board games in real life or board games on PC. But if you are struggling for board games in real life, depending on where you stay and everything, like, totally check out your local game store. That's how I met Alan. Like, I used to run Pokemon events. I used to have a game store. So I'm a bit biased in recommending them, really, since I used to own one. But your friendly local game store is a great place to... Great place to meet people. 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I met you longer than that. Surely. We've been in COVID for like a year and a half. I mean, it's been 2 years since I've seen you. Probably been 2 years since I've seen you. Moss. Moss is one I need to pick up. I've watched a friend play it since the last event. It was 2 years. God damn. God damn. I'm gonna say, I'm like, I've known you longer than that. Oh. No game stores in Saudi? I don't know. Like, hey, we're in like Scotland. Like, we're backwards, man. We've got them. We've actually boomed over the last, like, I'd say 5 to 10 years. There were like, but 10 years ago, there's probably 5-ish game stores in Scotland. And when I'm talking game stores, I don't mean like GameStop. I'm talking ones where you can go in with tables and play with friends. But in the last 5 years, that has skyrocketed. There's at least 30 now. Like, and that's what I used to do the weekends before COVID and everything. I used to go round to all the different game stores and play in events. Mostly Pokemon to try and qualify for the World Championships, but not just Scotland. Like, when I actually started out, the way I got started was I saw a post on a Pokemon League page saying, hey, we've got one space in our car if anybody wants to go down to England to play a Pokemon event. As in, it would be, we were meeting up at something stupid like 3 o'clock in the morning, travelling down to England, playing in the event started at 9 or 10 in the morning, and at the end of the day, travelling back up to Scotland. I didn't know these people. Like, I'd never met these people. I'd never talked to these people before. And you know what? I was on Facebook and I messaged them and was like, hey, I'll come. And now they're my travel buddies for all the events that happen. I miss those days when it was it was the city championships time, Alan. Before cups, there were city championships, and we went down. Where did we even go? I don't even remember where that event was. I'm thinking Blackpool. I think it was further down than that, actually. I've been to that many, like, my issue with it is I've been to that many places and that many game shops. I have no idea. I go for an event, I couldn't tell you what's in the city or anything like that, or like they all merge into one. Like, I think I've been there. That name of a city rings a bell. I more remember it by the game shops. It's like, oh yeah, there's that game shop. What city is that in? Oh right, that's where Sheffield is, or Liverpool is, or... Sidetracked there, but Moss is supposed to be really damn good, and it is my kind of game. I just never bought the kind of side platform style games in virtual reality. I was a bit kind of biased against them, like, why would I want to kind of play that game in virtual reality? But we need more games that are different views. Not everything needs to be first person view when you're playing in VR. And hey, it's a cute little mouse. So Moss is reduced. I should pick that up. Not got it on this account. Synth Riders is okay. I never played Blasted, but I'm assuming you were all here and saw all the massive backlash they got when they announced they're going to have all the Oculus Facebook ads, and then they were like, no, we won't have ads. Honestly, we won't have ads now. We won't have ads. I don't know if they got the backlash on here, if it was just on the Oculus store. Must have been mostly on the Oculus store. But they got review bombed hard. This is one. Has anybody played Rise of the Tomb Raider in virtual reality? Like, I don't understand how this one will work. I'm tempted to pick it up because it's like £4. But I don't understand how it'll work in VR. Is it going to be one of those ones where you're just kind of using a controller and just watching from behind Lara Croft? And just controlling her that way, so you're kind of in the world, but not one of those kind of ones? Like if you're using Vorpex. I don't know if anybody's used Vorpex before. Nice. See, it is booming, Alan. It is booming. But, well, it was booming. I don't know how many shops are going to survive after COVID, obviously, for obvious reasons. Not had money in a year and a half. Still won't be able to make proper money for a while, and they struggled to survive as it was. What they really survived on was food, and they couldn't really do that if they didn't have events on the go. Yeah. Luckily, I think our local's okay. Because I think he bought... I don't think he rents. I think he bought the property. So I think in that sense, we should keep our local. Obviously, it's not been great for him the past year and a half getting no money. But he hasn't starved to death. And... the game shop I go to, I'm trying not to like DDoS us here. The game shop I go to that Dom runs his league in, they're doing okay as well, because what actually happened before COVID was they bought the shop next door to them. So you know how, I don't know if you've ever been, but they're like, they've got a little cafe bit in the top. When I say little, I mean bloody tiny. And then you go down the stairs and they're in the basement. So they've bought the shop next door and they're going to knock down all the walls to kind of expand the space. So that's pretty cool. Ah, yeah, I know there was a new Geek Retreat that opened in Edinburgh. And well, I was just on the outskirts of Edinburgh, but that opened to COVID time and shut down. But yeah, it is Edinburgh I'm talking about, Alan. It's Games Hub. What other one closed down in Edinburgh? Games Hub is the one that I mainly go to there. But there's a few dotted about. There's like, oh, that Dyson. Ah. That's fair. Well, you know the guys because they come around to Stirling. I wasn't sure if you knew about the shop. Basically, their league. They're expanding, so that's good. Owner's cool. Ah. Yeah. Oh, the one I like. There's quite a few in Edinburgh because there was like Red Dice Games had a weird placement, but there's like the board game cafes that are, I can't remember what they're called. It's called something like Board Game Cafe. It's not called that. I've got them all on my Facebook. That's the thing. I've got so many on my Facebook. But that's the thing with the big cities like Edinburgh and Glasgow. They're always going to have some kicking about. I really don't know whether to pick up Rise of the Tomb Raider. I genuinely don't know how it'll be involved. Let me Google this. Let me Google this. Oh, see you later, Kyle. I might hit you up for Neos, or if I get in it, so I'm not just kind of wandering around like, hello, can you be my friend? Bye. Rise of the Tomb Raider VR. How on earth does this work? So it's like, yes, it's compatible, but it's not what you'd expect it to be. That's fair. Are you going to, I know Tokyo Toys does, Vanguard. There's quite a lot in Glasgow, though. I need to look into what ones do what nowadays. But, you know Gilbert and Emma, obviously. I say obviously. You do know Gilbert and Emma, don't you? But, yeah. Gilbert is now the... I think it's head of events for all of Geek Retreat, as in not just like Glasgow Geek Retreat, as in like every Geek Retreat fan size. He's the like head of events. So I imagine they'll be doing Pokemon and Vanguard still. He'll be organising that kind of stuff, but he won't always be around at the Glasgow store because he's got to do things for all of them. So that's pretty cool that Gilbert's at least got a promotion during COVID. Good old Gilbert. Pistol Whip is good. That's not... That's with the soundtrack as well. Pistol Whip. £13. I suppose that's fair. Some people actually prefer Pistol Whip to Beat Saber. That's pretty cool. I personally prefer Beat Saber. That's kind of because I sucked at Pistol Whip, but shh. But that's another good one. This song is too chill for me, yo. Want something more. Hang on, let's tell you what. Some new copyright music, copyright-free music, is backing track. If anybody watches Epos Vox on YouTube, and he's got a new few songs that came out like 5 hours ago. So I'll give them a little listen. It's on shuffle. Take it off shuffle. These ones are backing track is ones that are kind of more alternative genres that aren't really done for copyright free. So his stuff's the stuff I've listened to so far has been very metal. This seems a bit more rock so far, but that's pretty cool. So I'll give them a listen. Shooty Fruity. It seems like it's Fruit Ninja, but not. Would not recommend the Walking Dead bundle, because only one of the Walking Dead games are good. Oh wait, that's the Telltale games. Ignore me, I assumed that was the 2 VR Walking Deads, but it's not. Saints and Sinners is good, but the other one, whatever on earth they called the other one, was no. No, 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 no. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Thumper is pretty funky. If you don't have the rhythm game, it's kind of different. It's just another rhythm game, but it looks nice. It's a funky little style going along the little tubes like that. Again, I got that in one of the VR entry level bundles. Well, just get started out. Similar to games you've played, Beat Saber and Ragnarok. There we go. Oh, you can get the 2 Tokyo Chronos is together. If you are a big raving weeb and you want some anime virtual novels in VR, then I would recommend these ones. Don't get me wrong, they're not perfect, but I like them. I like them. The first one, Tokyo Chronos, is... how would I describe it? A kind of thriller... mystery game. Basically, you wake up in Tokyo and nobody's there. There's a handful of people that you know, as in like less than 10 people, but everyone else is gone. Tokyo's abandoned, empty, and you don't know what's going on. So it's basically trying to get to the bottom of that, and then yeah, I won't give anything else away than that. It's a kind of mystery visual novel game. Whereas Alt Deus is more sci-fi with mechs. I'm sure there's still some mystery aspects to it, but I've not completed that one. I'm quite early in the beginning of Alt Deus, so I can't comment too much on that one, but I did enjoy the first one. I don't want to click on that. I was like, Chubba Chubba VR, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a bit sus, you. Gone gal. Yeah, it was something like this got when we started the VR Essentials bundle. Let's see what you can get for 70 quid. So that's not cheap. I think there's no point in me picking it up because we've picked it up on my other account. Yeah, so it's good because it's got Super Hot, which is awesome. If you guys don't have Super Hot, hell yes, I love Super Hot. Was the first game I completed in VR. Like when I got started and was a bit motion sick, it was awesome, frankly. Swords of Gargantua is okay. Swords of Gargantua is like a little arena one. So you go in and you just basically fight waves of guys with a sword and a shield. The graphics in this video make it look a lot better than it is in VR. I'm not gonna lie, they've done a good trailer for this. Arizona Sunshine, you should know about that. Zombie shooter. Okay. It used to run like ass. I haven't played it in a long time. I hope it's better now. But I never really got into it because it's... Gorn is okay. I'd say Gorn's okay. Some people really like Gorn. If you just want to mindlessly go in and smash people with daft cartoony graphics, but like a flail and things, if you're into that kind of thing, that's fair. Gorn's alright. Not spectacular. I enjoyed Sirento. It's got an interesting movement to it. Because you kind of jump around. And you can either shoot people or slash them with a sword. So it's kind of arcadey, but the movement's funky. It's quite swish and jumpy. Like the Matrix mixed with Kill Bill. Yep, see? There you go. It's fun to jump around and slash people. Kind of arcadey, but I'd say it's one of the better arcade style games that are going, that we've got. Job Simulator. Splice for worth 70 quid that bundle? Nah, to be honest. Unless you don't have any of the games and you kind of wanted to pick up multiple of them anyway. Carnage Chronicles is fun, so's Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. It's good. Good. Ultimate Hentai VR 18 plus adult bundle. That must be most of the big ones. Super Hot, I would highly recommend. Super Hot. Swords of Gura is quite funky. That's different. It's when your weapons get hit in this one, they get destroyed. So like a sword has like one hit and it'll die, or like a two-handed sword will maybe take 2 hits and then it'll disintegrate. And there's lots of different weapon types on this one, so it's got some interesting playstyles, but it's just a kind of arena fighter. There's no story or anything to it. You just kind of go and fight people with funky little weapons that break instantly. It's kind of cool. Now the real question is, what is Kittypocalypse? And should I buy it? A unique VR experience. Hey, where are the cats? I don't care about the rest of it. I want to see the cat apocalypse show. The kitties are coming. Look at their eyes. Villainous kitties. They're coming to take over the world. Strategic gameplay, yo. Like a tower defense thing against cats, basically. Nice. Interesting. I thought that was Demio, but it's not. Population 1, it's got 30% off. I'd pick that up if you've not got it as well and you want a shooter. It's my favourite shooter in VR, so I'm a little bit biased. I know it's a battle royale, but it's good and I will be playing it next week. I'll probably play with viewers. You guys want to play? I don't know whether to do private rooms or just go out to pubs with it. But it is fun. I haven't played in months. I haven't actually played it on PC either. I've only played it on Quest, so it'll be interesting to see the difference in graphics and gameplay. I love this game. Into the Radius is supposed to be quite good as well. It's more single player. Yeah, there's a few things on offer in the sale you could pick up. More hentai. But hey ho. I think my voice things aren't working. I got samples and it's just showing me the light and it's not playing them. Ah, there is also Valheim. There's the mod for Valheim, but the things. No, you can play cross-platform on Pop 1. I was playing with PC guys all the time, like, so it's fine because I bought it on. I technically have it on Quest and PC now. I have it on. I've mostly played on Quest with my PC friends, Actually, there's 2 of us on Quest and the rest on PC. So you'll get a mix. They're all shared. It's got a good player base. It doesn't take too long to get games. We'll show that off next week. This will be the point you don't get games now. Like, servers will all go down, they'll all crash and nothing will happen. Must not click on the anime section. Time is at 9:30. Well, I think I've kind of chatted about everything I was going to chat about. I do need to look into Windows 11 though and actually find out what is going on with Windows 11. It does totally give me Mac operating system vibes. Which is convenient since I've just got a Mac. Like, that's just totally the Mac bar down there, it looks like. Introducing Windows 11. But yes, I think I'm pretty much probably going to wrap up there. So, next week, streaming Pop 1 for the rest of the year, till the end of 2021, we're streaming a different VR game every Wednesday night. The very last one, our final hoorah at the end of 2021 is going to be Half-Life Alyx. Might as well finish with the big one. Or maybe I'll change it up to the second last week, just after Christmas, and then the last one have a big VR chat or some big global thing where we could all join in and have like a New Year's kind of party. That may be fun. Maybe do something like that. But all the information for that's on the Discord. Lots of shorts coming. Some big video projects in the works. And I'll be streaming pretty more regular on Twitch. YouTube is just the VR streams. Twitch is when I feel like just streaming and doing some random games, doing some editing, just to chill out, maybe in VTuber mode that's not specifically about VR, but if you want to come hang out, chat, I'll be over on Twitch as well. So thank you very much everybody for coming in. I love you all so very much. I shall catch you guys next week probably, hopefully. Or if I stream earlier on Twitch, or I'm hanging out in Discord. Anyway, time for me to sign off. I love you guys. Bye.